the experience was very impressive for me. Thanks for your organization. Particularly, we have driven back to our roots, and we have met our patriarch here, and we have seen how influential the Armenian community and the Armenian church is in the Holy Land. So I think it was a much belated trip for me, which I would like to repeat that again by going into more depth and investigative and researchful side, because this was a little bit more touristic than research, but next time I want to concentrate on more research. I think that the youngs should be encouraged to come here. You have witnessed yourself that we've seen young girls and young boys coming from South America and all around the world, etc. And the Roman Catholic Church and Greek Orthodox Church have their organizations, have youngs who are permanently settled here, who create, manage orientations to the youngs from their own countries. I'm sure we should be able to do this, and we can very easily do this with our primates in East Coast and South Coast of United States, in Europe, and with our patriarchate in Istanbul. We can encourage the youngs, high school level and college level, to visit here, to see the roots of Christianity, not only as an Armenian, as a Christian. Here it goes together. If we can do this, if we can establish this, the future of the Armenian church in Jerusalem will last forever. But if we fail creating the interest of the youth coming to Jerusalem, I think we have a serious danger here, particularly on the financial side.
Many people have heard of the Armenian quarter of Jerusalem. Now that you have witnessed it, how can you describe the feeling and the experience visiting to these places and the general feeling? How did you feel? What is it? Armenian quarter?
You have seen, and we have had a short chat with some of the students also, and yes, Armenian quarter comparatively is a large quarter here, and in the school we have about 150 students, which I'm sure in 10 years time we're not going to have 150 students. We have discussed this issue with the patriarch also. There is a serious financial problem here, and the future of the Armenian community here, the Armenian quarter, the Armenian patriarchate in this century, particularly in this land of Israel, finance has utmost importance. We have to encourage the youngs to come here, to establish a connection, so that if in the future they become businessmen, they can financially support this area. If you don't come here, if you don't create that connection with that emotional connection, religious connection with Jerusalem, it's very difficult to get financial assistance from those young businessmen. We have immense successful generation of young people in United States, in Europe, everybody. Now, this, as I said, this was a very belated trip for me. It took me 68 years to come here, but I don't want for the youngs to take another 68 years to come here. They should come here at the age of 20, so that when they come at 40, 30, 50 years old, they should financially support this area. They should send their children here. That's the only way I think the Armenian community will have a future in Jerusalem.
Everything. I think the thing that's struck me the most is, just all the conflict that exists here. I mean, we all know about it. We read about it. We all know, what goes on here. But when you see how it affects everyone's daily lives, and in what close proximity everyone lives, Christians, Jewish people, and Muslim people, and how they all interact, and all the history behind it. It's pretty fascinating, actually, and just how the country is divided into zones. I mean, that really just it's something very interesting to see. Another thing that really was pleasantly surprising, was just the Armenian presence in Jerusalem, in the old city. We all knew coming here that there's an Armenian quarter, and but just seeing the extent to how much Armenians are, how much of a presence we have here, was pretty impressive, actually.
What is the feeling one has, or you had, when you discovered the Armenian Quarter, when you visited the Peach Arcade, when you saw the school? What did you think the Armenian Quarter was, and what did you find? What was the main difference?
You never really know what it is until you see it, and that goes with everything. Everything in life, you hear about it, you have some impression in your mind of what it's going to be, and I mean, I don't think it was very different than what I thought it was going to be. But when you see it, you feel it. It's different. It's a whole other experience when you actually see it with your own eyes and you feel it. But, it's pride mostly. You feel very proud that there are people from all over the world coming to Jerusalem to basically the Holy Land. And a lot of people, I'm sure, get introduced to Armenians for the very first time, walking through this city, and it's great. I mean, I think it's great for our people. I'm extremely proud to see it. I think you could spend an entire year here in this country, in Jerusalem, and probably still won't see everything. But I think in terms of balancing, very interesting historical sites and natural sites. I got to go to the beach a couple of times, so that was very nice. And then all the places of religious significance. I think it's fantastic. I 100% recommend people to come to this trip. I think it's very eye-opening, and I think it's life-changing. I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I think it's nice. And it's nice to do it with a group of people, because you come in as strangers and you end up, these people become your family because you're experiencing this thing together. I think it's a very nice thing to do, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, with no reservations, honestly. Vata, Nadi, you two are fantastic. You guys are great. Could not ask for better leaders of the group. You guys are very considerate of what everyone wants. You guys are knowledgeable of the area. You're very enjoyable to be around. You make friends with everyone you see. You guys are fantastic. Could not have asked for a better group, better leaders, better trip. It's been great. That was very nice. Yeah.